Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the computer system and each and every functional components of the computer system. Now, first of all, about the computer system. Here are two words, one is computer and another one is system. You are very much familiar with the word computer, and we have previously explained also. Now here the another word is system. So first of all, we must have to know about the system. So in fact, students, everything remain on the earth is a system. So when we define about the system, then system is an organized or combination of things forming a complex whole. In other words, we can say that a system is a set of components that work together to accomplish one or more common goals. For example, human body also is a system. There are several subsystems like digestive system, respiration system, etc. And when all these subsystems like digestive system, respiration system, etc. work together, then only the goal of body is accomplished. Similarly, in computer, there are also several subsystems, and when all the subsystems work together, then a particular operations of the computer can be performed. So that here the word computer system. Now according to James O'Brien, a system is a group of interrelated components that seeks the attainment of a common goal by accepting inputs and producing outputs in an organized process. So, in previous classes, we have explained about data processing system, then data processing activities. So, these definitions of system is more suitable in the respect of computer, because the computer system is also the majorly three parts. The first one, in data processing life cycle, you have learned that one is data, then process, and finally output. So data is supplied in the sense of input devices. So there are so many input devices are used in the computer system. Then the central processing unit, that is the CPU, and all entire operations of the computers performed by the CPU, and the output devices where the information is obtained. So computer system can be divided into three major components, or a computer system can be is software, and the last one is hardware. Means these three are the components that constitute the computer system. So when these three components works together, then only computer can perform any operation. So first of all, we little bit about hardware. Although you all are well aware about the term hardware, software, and hardware also. So basically the term computer hardware refer to all the physical equipment associated with the computer. It includes the CPU, input-output devices, secondary storage devices, etc. So all are related to the term hardware. Then another one is computer software. The term software means a collection of programs that instructs a computer how to process the data and generate required information. The details of the definitions of hardware, software, we will discuss later briefly. And the last one is computer hardware. Actually, hardware, people who prepare data for computerized input, write computer programs, monitor computer operations, and distribute the output is basically known as computer hardware. Hardware is often called lifeware, sometimes liveware, humanware also. That means hardware is the persons who operate the computer systems. So basically hardware, that means all the physical components of the computer system that you have seen, and the software is basically programs or instructions that is used to perform operations on the computer. And the last one is the hardware or humanware, means the persons who prepare data for computerized input, write computer programs, monitor computer operations, and distribute the outputs. So as such, a computer system functions effectively only when all the above three components perform their assigned works. The failure of any one component of the system leads to the failure of the system as a whole. So now we will discuss about the detail of the hardware. So just you see the following hierarchical diagram. So now hardware, actually hardware, the word hardware makes the words from two words. One is the hard, another one is ware. Hard, that means the physical, and ware means inbuilt. So when we defined about the hardware, we can say hardware may be defined as all the physical or tangible equipment associated with a computer system that can be touched and seen. And just you see CPU, control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, memory unit, input devices, output devices, storage devices, all are the parts of the essence of the hardware. So hardware can broadly classify in two categories. One is CPU, or you can say the processor, and another one is peripherals. Now CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, and next one is peripherals. Peripherals means surrounding. That means the device always found around the CPU, like input device, output devices, storage devices. So these are the hardware parts, and we discuss all these parts like control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, memory unit, etc. in the next class. Today we will discuss briefly about all the components of the hardware. So students, we should keep in mind that a computer is a programmable machine. The two main characteristics of a computer are: first, it responds to a specific set of instructions in a well-defined manner. And the second one, it can execute a pre-recorded list of instructions or program. So, modern computers are electronic and digital. So, the actual machinery, wires, transistors and circuits is called hardware. The instructions and data are called software. All general purpose computer requires the following hardware components like CPU, memory, input device, output device, storage devices. Central processing units, basically it is known as the brain of the computer, and the components that actually executes instructions. Then memory, in fact memory enables a computer to store at least temporarily data and programs. In fact, you have learned earlier the memory, there are two types of memory, one is internal and external in previous classes. So here memory unit means internal memory, and the storage devices or backing storage devices means the external memory. Where internal memory requires during the processing. So all the temporary data and programs is stored in internal memory. Then we require input devices, usually a keyboard or mouse, and that is used to read data and programs into the computer. Then output devices, basically a display screen, printer that lets you see what the computer has accomplished. And the storage devices, or you call it mass storage devices, it allows computer to permanently store large amount of data. Common mass storage devices include disk drive, tape drive, pen drive, etc. Now, little bit comparison between computer system and the human body, because computer is made by human. So now, when we think about the CPU, now the human brain has two parts. One which controls all our actions, and the other which stores all the things that are to be remembered. Similarly, the computer has a control unit which controls the computer's actions, that is, all the input from input devices and output to output devices, and a memory unit where the computer stores things to be remembered. The control center of the brain also controls our memory capacity. Similarly, the control unit of the computer controls the data and instructions that is to be stored or retrieved from its memory units. The human brain also has an arithmetic slot wherein all calculations are done. Similarly, the computer has also an arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU, which does all the calculation and logical functions. So, the control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, and memory unit together form the central processing unit of the computer. And another one is the peripherals. The peripherals includes all the devices which are not the parts of CPU but attached to the computer for input the data, output the information, and store the information permanently. We will discuss about the control unit, arithmetic unit, memory unit, input devices, output devices, and storage devices in detail in the next session. So after going through this session, you will be in a position to identify the basic components of a computer and their working, explain the importance of various units of a computer, and learn how these units work together to accomplish a given job. So students, in the next session we will discuss about the details of all the parts of the CPU. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.